Christina and I are gonna thank you. We're gonna kind of tag team. Hi, I feel like it's been so long since I've been on here, so I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys again today. I've missed this. If you guys don't know, I'm on vacation. I'm visiting my family. They live in the freaking boondocks. Why they pay for the internet that they have no idea. It's terrible. So bear with me if I start to freeze or I go out. Christina will just kind of unmute and take over. But we're gonna kind of just roll with this, and we agreed we're just gonna combine. We're gonna go right from batching and planning, or batching to planning, right? Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. You guys know the drill. I'm gonna give you a topic. We're gonna set a timer for 5 minutes, and you're just gonna kind of free write on whatever the topic is that I give you. So the first one that we're gonna go into is I want you to think about something that you were struggling with pre-Thrive. Okay, so before Thrive, and we've talked a lot on trainings recently about digging below that surface level and really like being bold and really telling a story and like painting a picture for people. So I want you to think about something that you were struggling with. Okay. For me, I struggled with lacking the energy that I needed to be a present mom. And that is what I am going to talk about personally. I'm going to like paint a picture of what my days used to look like, right? Like I would wake up, I would drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee. 10 a.m. comes around. I'm still on the couch begging my kids to watch one more movie because, mommy just wanted to rest her eyes a little bit longer. I'm going to talk about that because that's so relatable. There's so many other moms out there who I guarantee are not using Thrive right now and are dealing with that same exact thing. So, what is something that you struggled with? It could be products, product wise, energy. Maybe you were trying to lose weight and you kind of plateaued for a long while. It could be the business. Maybe you were struggling with like paycheck to paycheck or paying the minimum like payment on your credit card debt, whatever it was. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set the timer. I will put the topic into the chat and we will start with that one. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Mute myself. All right, there's the timer on that one. Sorry, I like don't have a voice this morning. Okay, for this next one, I don't know if everybody has heard about this yet. But when they were just in, what was it? Not Vegas, San Diego for the leadership retreat, Paul and Jason mentioned something about a mortgage bonus being dropped next month, which is something that I've never seen any other company drop ever. Like, I've never seen anything like that. Like, it's one thing for them to give us an auto bonus at our second rank, but now for them to give us a mortgage bonus. Granted, we don't know the details yet. We don't know like what rank that's going to, what it's going to entail. Like, we just know that there's the mortgage bonus coming, but regardless, that is huge. So I know for me personally, I haven't really shared a post around like around my excitement about this, right? So I want us to do that. I want to take a moment to talk about the mortgage bonus that is coming to our company. And this is a really great opportunity. So I read a statistic the other day that said 64% of Americans right now are living paycheck to paycheck. 64%. This mortgage bonus and our auto bonus and like our compensation plan, like literally our entire company as a whole, like could change that for so many people and will change that. So I feel like this is a really great opportunity to talk about that statistic as well as mention the mortgage bonus that is coming, because that's going to grab the attention of a lot of people. So for this next one, we are going to talk about our excitement around that. Yes, rent is insane. Everything is insane right now. And so the fact that they are like doing this for us in a time where inflation is like out of control is just, I feel like that just shows like their hearts, right? Like they truly just want the best lifestyle for their promoters. So I think that's awesome. All right, so let's do that. Mortgage bonus. All right, the timer's about to go off on that one. This is definitely one that I recommend creating an opportunity story around. I don't know if this is too personal of a question, but I mean, if you put a question box up, if people aren't comfortable answering it, they aren't going to. But I feel like an opportunity story around this and then ending it with the call to action, like maybe being a question box, or you could even do like a quiz box and give like, just asking people like, what is your monthly rent or monthly mortgage payment? And then you could, if you did a, what is it, the quiz box, you could do like, 600 to 800. Like you could kind of put like different ranges, but I feel like that would be a really great opportunity to talk to people about this. Let's see. Are we making? Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry, Hunter. I normally ask people at the. I haven't done one of these in so long. That's my fault. So these are not stories. So these are going to be captions for reels or for photos or IGTVs or whatever. So these topics were like, think of like in high school when your professors, your teachers would give you like a topic sentence, right? Think of these as topic sentences, and then you're just going to free write. You're not going to write an essay, but you're going to free write on these different things. And you're going to be able to pull throughout the week as needed. Obviously, some people wake up and they have things on their heart that they want to share that day. So that's fine. These aren't things that you have to use, but just in case, life happens, people get busy, people get sick, people travel, whatever. These are there for those days when you don't have anything on your heart or you're too busy. You can just go into the notes section of your phone and pull this caption and throw it up. Yes, perfect. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. Like I said, I normally ask people at the beginning, but I'm just not on my game today. So thank you for bringing that up. All right. Moving on. What could someone's life look like a month from now if they decided to start thriving today? So we are paid problem solvers, right? So really paint a picture of like what someone's life could look like personally. Again, you can go products or opportunity, it does not matter. I'm choosing to go heavier with my products in this upcoming week. So I'm going to talk about, the fact that they'll have more energy, that their skin will glow, that their hair is going to grow, right? Like I'm going to name off all the health benefits that they're going to see and feel. But maybe you want to talk opportunity and you want to talk about, maybe like a month from now, gas won't be so much of a stressor because they're going to have the extra funds to fill their tank, or they're going to have the extra funds to go to the grocery store on, a not so specific day of the week, things like that. So what could somebody's life look like a month from now if they decided to start thriving today? All right, the timer on that one is about to go off. I want to kind of add to what the question that Hunter had asked about stories too. If you are new, a lot of times I do two birds, one stone, you guys. Anytime you have a caption, whether it's around the products or the business or whatever, those are really great ones to turn into product stories or to turn into opportunity stories. Like I said, two birds, one stone. So what I'll do is, like, with these captions, I'll take it and I'll break it down into like 3 to maybe 4 different slides, and I'll just copy and paste and put them on slides that kind of, I mean, like as you tap through, it goes through the whole thing. It makes it a lot easier. And I like when my stories and my posts kind of like line up together. Also keep in mind while you're going through these, when we jump into the planning after this, look at these captions and what you have typed out and be thinking about what photos you're going to need for the week to go along with these. Something that I started doing, because for a while there, I was feeling like my feed was constantly just like selfies or just like pictures of myself. And let's be real, like, I do not know how to pose for photos. Like, it's pretty much the same thing in every photo. And so I needed to like switch it up. I wanted my feed to be a little bit more, like fun and just different. So something that I started doing is I will go to other people's profiles, whether it's another Thriver or somebody else in network marketing or an influencer, whoever it is. And I'll look at like their 9 squares that they have right there, right? And I'll kind of pull inspiration. So for example, I follow other Thrivers, and sometimes I really like, I'll see something, they'll be like wearing their patch, but the way that they're showing their patch in their photo is so cool. And it's a way that like I never would have thought of. And so what I'll do is I'll just kind of like screenshot those 9 squares. And then when I'm batching my photos for the week, I'll go into my photos, and I'll pull inspiration from that. That way my feed it's different and it's fun and it's like eye catching. So that's just something that I started doing. Yeah. So if you're having that problem, I mean, look at my feed, look at Christina Tammy's, there's got to be someone on your social media who you genuinely like, you love their content, like their photos are fun, they're different, pull inspiration from them. All right, next one. So the keyword for this topic is time. And this is like something that I say all the time. I think that time is a freaking thief, right? And so it gave me inspiration to kind of talk about this. So you can talk about how, like, time spent too tired to be present with your kids. That's like a big part of my product 5s is I didn't have the energy to be present. You guys have heard me say that a million times, but that's my story and it'll never change. And I'm just finding 1,000 different ways to tell that story. So time spent being too tired to be present with your kids, or time spent wasted at a job that you hate, time spent wasted on programs that promised results, like keyword time here. Okay, and just take that and run with it however you choose to. And then we've got one more left, you guys. After this, we're only doing 5. We're no longer doing 7, because like I had said before, there's got to be 2 days of the week where you just wake up and like something like payday, for example, right? I don't want you to pre-plan a payday post. I want it to be whatever you're feeling in that moment when payday hits. So instead of doing 7 topics, we are now only doing 5. So we've got one more after this, and then we will, Christina will unmute and we'll go into planning. All right, so I'm just seeing your comment, Hunter. So for me, I was just like, my inspiration from this came from the fact that like time is a thief, right? So for me, like, I know I spent so much time not having enough energy to be present with my kids, and that's something that I feel super guilty for. Or people like time spent wasted at a job that you hate. You can like talk about that. You can talk about time spent wasted on programs that promised results, but you didn't actually get any results from, stuff like that. Yes, exactly. Things that are super relatable. Exactly. Christina, if it makes you feel any better, I didn't even notice any grammar errors. So there's that. All right, so the last one, you guys, this is just one of those finish the sentence ones. So I'm not going to go into anything on this one. I just want you to finish the sentence with whatever you'd like to. So finish the sentence, the truth is. Okay, and then this is our last one, like I said, and we'll end this with planning. All right, time is about to be up on that one. I love that you love this. This is something that we've been doing for, I don't even know how long, Christy. I don't even know. I know the planning's been going on for like over a year. The batching is a little bit newer, but it's something that we as like leaders just felt like would be really beneficial because again, like I said, I know that life gets busy. And so I feel like this really does help to sit down and batch out your content for the upcoming week. Even if you don't use it, it's still there for a rainy day. Heck, I was literally just the other day, I went back into my folder from like January and pulled out something I had batched but never used. So I love that you guys love this. And I think we've already touched on this. Christina's probably told you in the last few weeks, but starting in July, this is going to be something that just like we did today, her and I are just going to tag team. So instead of being 1 hour for batching and then 1 hour for planning, so that's 2 hours every Sunday, that's 2 replay videos you have to watch if you miss it. We're just going to tag team, and in 1 hour we're going to knock out our batching and our planning. So we're always evolving in everything that we do, and I just think that this is something that needed to happen, and we're excited to kind of like collab on this and do this together. So thank you guys for batching with me. If you don't have to hop off right now, please don't, because it's one thing to batch out these items, but it's nothing if you don't actually like put a plan of action behind them. So with that, Christina, you can go ahead and take over your planning piece.
Hi guys. So I'm so excited that you did that batching because y'all have been with me the last couple weeks and it was a good time, right? We partied. Just kidding. So y'all, I am so excited to go ahead and plan with you. We're going to do things like Rochelle said a little bit differently. So we are going to condense this for the last 20 minutes and we are going to plan. And y'all, something that I want to say, this was something that my team and I kind of had a conversation about because they were struggling with accountability. And they were like, what can I do? What can we do for accountability? And I think that the best accountability you can have is, yes, if you need to reach out to somebody, see if you're upline or if there's a way to have that accountability. But for me, my accountability is my planner. And I went back to that this week and I told Rochelle, I went back to pen and paper. I write down every single day my IPAs. So you guys can see, I write down everything that I have to do for my business. My planner became just business focused because my personal life is in this planner right here. So I kind of keep this as like my written notebook of everything that I'm doing. So I have out and I write notes as well with it. So if I did a training, I put what training I listened to. I did what my morning routine was so that when I get off, I can look back and be like, oh my God, yeah, I haven't really done my normal morning routine or this and that. I'm taking notes, right? The only way we can grow, you guys, is if you have something to track, right? We have to track our growth. So personally for me, it's a perfect way to do a self audit. Absolutely. This is mine, you guys. It's called a 90-day planner. It's by Savory Beauty and everything is in this for me. So personally in here, I have my I ams, I have my gratitude, I have my potentials list. I write down everything. I'm writing down social media. I'm checking off. I put TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm marking off when I do it. I have my stories as its own section and everything that I want to get done in my stories. And then I have my growth actions that I want to do. IPAs, call them what you wish. So those are my growth oriented actions are down at the bottom, basically the IPAs and what I'm focusing on. And I put a number to things now. So instead of just deciding I was going to go and interact for a couple minutes, I am actually being specific and saying I want to get at least 5 interactions in, because the problem is when I was doing just timed intervals, I found myself being everywhere. So now what I do is if I want to do, let's just say 5 interactions, I'm doing my interaction and then I'm marking it down. I just put like a little check. And then I do another one, I put a little check, and it's really holding me accountable to my time, to when I'm doing things. So y'all, we just went and did all of our batching for the week. You have 5 topics. Like Rochelle said, which ones of those are you going to turn into stories? Which ones of those are you going to turn into reels? What ones are going to be carousels? When I mute myself, when we start planning for the week, I want you to plug those in. I'll tell you guys, I had a reel that that is doing very well. And it was me being honest and me telling a story. I didn't just say you can lock arms with me, you can run your business for free, no cold messaging, nothing. I spoke to the person struggling financially. I spoke to the person who just got paid and is already wondering how they're going to make it to the next paycheck. I spoke to the person that's saying no to things because financially she can't, when in her heart she wants to say yes. And I let people know. And I had messages in my inbox from people saying, I can feel your energy. I can feel your heart, that you truly have been there and you want to help people, right? You guys start like Rochelle said, these things that we just batched, start making them into reels. You can go longer on reels now. You can go 90 seconds. And I promise you, if you're telling a story that people can relate to, they're going to watch it, right? This is where peeling back those layers, starting to tell stories. I told y'all I'm getting like an onion. I'm peeling layers over here. So y'all need to start peeling layers too, because I'm telling you, I was so surface level and I was trying to talk about cold messaging and people being in my inbox. And I'm like, why am I even talking about that? I don't get cold messaged very often, right? And I don't want to bring light to that because it's not for me. So I started to realize I needed to change things up. Something that Sam said was she realized that she was trying to do what other people were doing and it wasn't working for her because that wasn't for her. So I started to switch up how I've been doing things and it's been going better for me. You guys, don't be afraid to switch things up, to say more, to get vulnerable. People want to feel related to something. They want to know they are not alone. So for me personally, Instagram is that place that I can do that. Facebook, for me, I have a lot of family and friends. So I kind of shy away sometimes from being so vulnerable on there, just because it's like a different space. I treat things differently, but I repurpose everything. Does that make sense? I treat things a little differently. I repurpose everything. So I'm going to go ahead and shut up now and mute myself so y'all can plan. And what I want you to do is look at your week, decide where are these topics going to go? What are you going to talk about? What are you doing for your business? I want you to really get down to the business and decide, what are you showing up for? You want accountability? It's right here. If you can't even show up for yourself, how are you going to show up for other people? Right, y'all? Because when push comes to shove, you won't. So you need to show up for yourself, for your family. When I say other people, I mean, like, to me, myself is also my family. They're me, right? But if I can't even show up for them, how am I going to show up by asking my upline, hey, can I check in on this chat? And we have an accountability chat. If you can't even show up for yourself and your family and your why, you're going to drop off showing up for the chat at some point. You got to get rooted, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. Let's start planning for the week. like Rochelle said, you guys, just a couple things, going and looking at other people's pictures or photos or social media and deciding like, oh yeah, I want to recreate that, screenshot that. The beautiful thing about our phones is we can have folders beyond folders beyond folders. So y'all organize yourself. And maybe today your planning is going to be getting organized. Right. That is something that I realized. I told Lindsay when they dropped that $100 deal last weekend or whatever it was, I texted Lindsay and I was like, I'm so unorganized. I didn't even realize it, but this promo just made me realize that I am so unorganized. And I was like, I noticed I needed to get with it. So I was like, okay, I need to just start getting myself together because your girl is struggling. So I have folders in my photos that say filter me. So I put photos in there if I'm out and about, or if I'm scrolling my phone. I don't know if you guys do this, but I'll scroll my phone, or iPhones will give you like memories of photos. And sometimes I'll get photos and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a cute photo. I go right to it. I put it in the filter me. Right. So if I'm out taking photos, I put it in the, it's telling me to get on the planning Zoom. We're here, people. Got to change the alarms. Okay. I got alarms going off at the wrong times. Organized. I'm just kidding. So I have things that say filter me. I have a folder that says recreate. So if I'm scrolling through social media on one of y'all's stories and I like what you guys are putting, I screenshot it, go right to my thing. I put it in recreate. So when I'm sitting down to actually do my creating or whatever, I know, and I go and I recreate it. Right. So good people to look at. You guys think of people that are always popping up new stuff, or if you like their vibe, like Rochelle said, or following other thrivers maybe, and you're like, you know what, I really like that. I'm going to go ahead and recreate it. So I have a folder that says recreate. I have a folder that says filter me. I have a folder that says ideas. So like Rochelle said, when I go to somebody's page and I like, oh, I like the way that they're doing this, whether it be in their stories, on their newsfeed, whatever, I click that and I put it into ideas. So then I know when I'm doing content, or if I'm sitting here like, crap, I don't have a photo, I don't know what to do. I go in there and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go and just pose this way now. And boom, I'm done. I already have it right there at my fingertips and everything is organized. So you guys take some time today to do that. Another good folder is testimonies. I started realizing I need to put more testimonies out there. I'm somebody personally that reads reviews. Like if I'm going to buy something, I read reviews. My best friend's like, that's a waste of space and time. Don't even like, and I'm like, let me read the reviews for you. Like I am somebody that loves to read reviews. So I know like, is it good? Is it bad? How's the sizing? How's this? So I have a folder now that says testimonies. So this way I can start giving out more written testimonies for people to read as reviews. That's also something that I put on my IPAs to be in my stories. So I have now that I want testimonies to be more a part of it, not just before and after photos, because to me, before and after photos are really screaming weight loss for a lot of people, right? They might not be able to look and see the glow up because they might not know you. They might not know that person. They might be able to say, wow, that person looks like she's glowing or she looks happier. But majority of the time, they're going to look and want to see only weight loss. So we know these products give so much more than that. So screenshot things. Maybe you have somebody like somebody on our team post a post, like a good short little blurb about the product, screenshot that, have that be a testimony, right? It doesn't have to be like, y'all, if you don't have customers coming at you with testimony beyond testimony, go find other testimonies, right? Ask your mom, hey mom, can you text me what you feel on the products because you love them? It could even be, wow, my hair is growing so much. Collagen lover over here. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be much. Ask your best friend who's on the product. Hey, can you text me a review? I'd really like a testimony. If you don't have any, build it, right? So
can I add something to that? I'm sorry.
Oh my God, don't be sorry.
So for a while, I didn't have any like customer reviews or testimonies and stuff. And like this was going way back. But the reason that I didn't was because I wasn't following up with them. I feel like in the beginning, a lot of us go through that fear of follow-ups because it's uncomfortable and like, what if they don't like the products? You know, what are they going to say? So for a while, I didn't have those things because I wasn't following up. The best thing that you can do, whether it's a sample customer, someone you gave a 1-day mini to, like someone who ordered a month's supply, whatever they did, whatever they ordered, the best thing that you can do is follow up and ask them how they are liking the products, how the products are going for them, so that you have your own. Can I also just, I'm so sorry, can I add something to organizing, to like the organization on the phone? Because I know that we all organize so different. I love those folders that you have. I do not have those, and those are something I'm 100% gonna create, because I will screenshot things for inspo and stuff, but then I lose them in my photos. So I love that. Something else that I have, and I think Christina has these folders too, is I have a folder for my opportunity stories, and I have a product or an album for my product stories. So whenever I make a new one, I'll put it into the one that fits, right? The album that fits. And then when it comes to potentials, it is so important to, yes, it helps with retention, be your own customer service. What was I saying? Potentials. It's so important to keep track of your potentials. Again, for a long time, I didn't do that. And I was doing a huge disservice to myself and my business. So how I organize my potentials personally is every month I keep them in my phone. I used to do it on pen and paper, but then like we'd be in the car going somewhere and I didn't have that pen and paper with me. And so it just was never really accurate. So in my phone, every single month, I create for whatever month it is. So right now we're in June. So I've got, in June, I have a potentials folder within that. And I'll have a category for customers, and then I'll have a category for promoters, all within the same one. And I just do it so they have like the bubbles where you can put like check marks in afterwards. So anytime if somebody like answers a poll that has to do with the products, or they ask me a question about the products, or they let me know that they're like interested in the products, they go under the customer's side. If they sample, depending on if we've talked about business or products, like they'll go with whatever. If they answer a poll about the business, right, like vice versa, they go under promoters. And then I mark off like as they enroll. So as customers purchase or as promoters enroll, I mark it off. That way it's a really great way for me to go back and self-audit myself at the end of each month, because I can see like, wow, I had all of these potentials, but like only 2 people enrolled. Like, where did I go wrong? What didn't I do? It's a really great way to self-audit. And then when promos, like she said, the $100 one came out last weekend, I'm able to pull up tracking all the way back to last year. I mean, when I started doing this, I can pull up my potentials list and I can follow up with them. So that's just how I just wanted to share that, because I know we have new people on here. So I would get into the habit now of keeping track of potentials, like even if you only have one potential, because I've said it before and I'll say it again, take care of that one person, because if you don't, when you get to 20 to 30 to however many people, like you'll never be able to start then. So start with that one person and build those habits in that organization. I'm done talking now.
I love it. Hey, this is why you guys get us both now, and we decided to collab, because there's so much that we can give you and so many different ideas, and take it and run with it. Right. So I love those, Rochelle, and I love the bubbles, because then you can check things off. I'm all about checking things off. If you guys didn't print the sample tracker that Lynn's had put in the team page as well, I know she put it in the chat, but I believe it's in the team page as well. This is so good, you guys. I track all my samples now on this, where I know like they went out, sample was received. If I put them in the, the customer page, this really has helped me. So if you guys aren't using that, or, make something of this sort, right? Maybe this isn't like your style, but figure out what is and make something of your sort of that will help you. So when it comes to planning, you guys, it really is you and your planner. It really is you and what helps you. For me personally, like I said, I went back to pen and paper, writing everything down for my business each and every day. And when I sit down, another thing that helped me, which might help you with planning and getting your IPAs and so on. First of all, figure out what work with me's you're going to want, you want to be on. I don't go over those anymore because they're listed at the first of the month, you guys. And we have work with me's between Limitless. We have work with me's between the Lion open-hearted. I want you to go on whatever one you're going to go on and whatever one helps you. Maybe you're somebody that's like, you know what? I found one of Lindsay's and I just re-listen to that every single day at the same time. Awesome. Then just re-listen to that one at the same time every day. Whatever is going to work for you, let it work for you. If hopping on a work with me is what helps you, get on the work with me's. If watching a replay is what helps you, go find replays. There's replays all throughout the pages, YouTube channels, you'll find them. Whatever works for you, start showing up as that. So for me, it was getting back to pen and paper. It was getting back to writing everything down. Another thing that I told Rochelle, and this might help you guys, I personally now, when I'm doing my IPAs, I'm doing them from a computer. So my IPAs, even on Instagram, everything like that, a majority of my IPAs are done on a computer. I worked my entire life up until the point when I went full-time here at a 9 to 5. So my brain associates the computer with work. So when I sit down at this desk with my planner and I open up my laptop and I'm working, right? Because when I'm on my phone, it's like, even if I put the do not disturb, the next thing I know, I'm somewhere else, right? I could put myself on airplane mode and still find out how to get back on Wi-Fi. Like I just find myself wherever, right? So y'all do what's going to help you. Okay. Do what is going to help you. I'm going to let, I think there's some coming in on the waiting room for maybe the planning Zoom, but we are wrapping up the planning Zoom. We are now doing 10:30 a.m. is going to be batching and planning. So similar style to what we just did. I hope you guys like it, that we're kind of combining them. And then you take the rest of your day to plan accordingly, right? Because like I said, everybody's planners are different. So for me, for example, you guys, at the beginning of the month, which I'm going to start doing a live to help you guys kind of plan out the beginning of your month. So keep an eye out for me at the beginning of the months. We will plan out your goals for the month. We will plan out all that kind of stuff because all of that is done in the beginning. I plan all of my my Zooms in the beginning of the month. So I know where I need to be, what time I need to be, and what's going on. And then my personal life goes around it. And if I can't get my personal life to go around it, then I move the Zoom. Right. But otherwise, I tried, those are priorities to me. Being on it 8 p.m. on Mondays. I almost said 9 because they changed. Those are priorities to me. So at the beginning of the month, you guys, Friday is the beginning of a new month. We're going to go ahead and we'll talk about what we're going to plan for the month, our goals for the month, all of that. And then you break it down each week. So when we are doing these on Sundays, it will be just planning for your week, plugging in what you need to do, looking at what needs to be done, right? Do you have to check in with sample customers this week? When are you going to do that? Put that in your calendar. Do you need to check in with customers, right? All auto ships have ran for the month. Do you need to check in with anybody? Maybe now is the best time before the new month starts, like this next week, you write your thank you cards for everybody that ordered from you this month for on auto ship, right? Letting them know, hey, just let you know if you have any friends that want to try it, I have samples. Let me know, I can get them out to you or to your friends, whether you do free or you don't do free, right? Maybe you do free ones and you want to send 2 1-days. Hey, I was just thinking of you. I sent you 2 1-days for maybe if you have a friend or anybody that you can think of. I threw in a men's capsules in there in case your husband wants to try it or whatever. You guys start thinking outside the box, right? Those little things go a long way. Just even 1-days can go a long way. Little thirst packets with the collagen. Hey guys, this seems to be the summer hit that I'm seeing. It's our thirst, which is this, our collagen, which is this. I thought of you. Cheers to summer, right? 1 thirst, 1 collagen packet. That's it. And a thank you card for everybody that ordered from you this month. Think about that, you guys. That's not that much, right? It's something so simple, a little thank you card, so on. I put in my planner the day before. Yep. I love that, Ashley. I put in my planner the day before auto ships run to remind my auto ship customers of their order. Yep. That's so good. I do mine at the beginning of the month, you guys. So everybody is different. You can do them at any time. I love that you're reminding right before. If you're someone that's like, oh gosh, I don't like, whoa, do it at the beginning of the month, right? First of the month, you can look, let people know, hey, your auto ship's going to run on X date. Let me know if you need anything. I'm going to go through the chat because I know Sam said something good, and I know that the replayers can't read the chat. So I'm going to read it for you. Oh, that's how I sign people, by never being surface level. I am bold. I make TikToks about grocery hauls. Y'all think about that. Make a reel about that. Right? Start getting deeper, dig deeper, start being below the surface and sharing things. Right? I honestly don't know why I did that reel. I literally sat there, no joke, sat there holding my mug, kind of wiggled my fork a moment, and was just nodding to the sound. Just nodding to the sound. That's all I did. I sat in this chair. That's where most of my reels have been lately. Just sat here nodding my head as the things started popping up to a inspirational thing that Beyonce said with some music in the background. And it blew up. Right? I did nothing fancy. I didn't dance. I held a mug, which I think takes a lot of courage. Okay. There's a lot that went into that, holding of a mug and twiddling of the fork. But do you guys see what I'm saying? Don't overthink it. I literally was listening to it, didn't even know what I was going to say to it, but I was just like, Beyonce was going, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm feeling you, Beyonce, what you're saying. I was just listening. You could tell I was vibing what she said. And then I took a step back and I said, all right, Christina, what do you feel right now? And I was going through something. I was going through what I wrote. I was going through having to tell my friend no to something financially because it just didn't make sense right then for me. And I thought to myself, I don't want to have that as my future. She wanted to do something crazy, so I had to say no. But do you get what I'm saying? I was feeling it. And then I took myself back, right, to the struggling. I took myself back to how I felt. And I wrote from that place. Y'all, go back. Go back. So many times people say, don't look back. Sometimes you need to look back and you need to feel what you felt and write from that space and let somebody know, I feel you and I see you. And I want to help you. Right? All right. So I talked a lot on this planning Zoom, y'all, on the planning part. I hope I helped somebody get something, but you guys know how the week goes for planning. Y'all know how to plan, right? You've been doing this with me for, it's like almost been 2 years. I don't even know. It's crazy. So get your week in order, right? We plugged in what we needed to do. We plugged in what we need. We plugged in our stories. Y'all, I have the same thing. I'm going to tell you guys kind of how I roll, and then I'm going to, I'll sign off. So on my social media tab, I put my TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. So I'm posting on those 3. If I don't make it, I don't check it off. That's okay. Stories, I have that I want a testimony, trial packs, talk about the opportunity, talk about the products, and life. So I make sure I check all of those off, right? Then my growth-oriented actions are adding to my network. I have how many new conversations I want. So I make sure I'm having new conversations. I have story interactions, how many story interactions I want. And then I started going through my following. So who I'm personally following, and I do interactions there. I don't call them 3, 2, 1s anymore, just because if I can't do a 3, 2, 1, I don't want to feel pressure to that. So I just call them following interactions. And that's where I also clean up my network. And what I'm doing is, when I'm doing my new conversations, I'm going from the earliest, right? The people I added earliest. When I'm going through my following, I'm going to the latest and making sure I'm following with people in the latest. When I'm doing story interactions, I'm starting right here. Then maybe later on, if I'm going back through for another round, I'm starting in the middle. And then later on at night, I'm going at the end. The next day, I'm starting at the end, going to the beginning. I'm making sure I'm not seeing the same faces all of the time. And if I find people that I really like am vibing with, I don't have the option to change it to like favorites and all of that yet. I don't know why my app. I just mark down their name. Like, ooh, I'm vibing this girl. I like her. So I started marking down her name. So this, or their names, if I like their stuff. This way, I'm going to their stuff because I enjoy it, and my algorithm's going to start saying that. Another thing I started doing is I'm tracking what I'm doing on TikTok because TikTok is new to me. I'm tracking what times I'm posting. So this way I can see if there's, if there's anything to it. I'm going to tell you right now, y'all, I've been posting at the most random times and things are going. So I don't think there's a rhyme or reason, but I was doing it for my own peace of mind because you hear so many people trying to say something. So I thought I'm going to try it. Let me start tracking. But I know on TikTok, Sam had talked about this too. I know I'm talking about my 5s. So I am really getting into my trying to conceive journey, fashion, first time mom, wanting to be a first time mom, and debt. That's what my hashtags are about. That's what I'm about. And I'm writing that down so I can track it. Does anybody have any questions on the planning part of things? I hope I helped you guys. I know that we kind of do this every week. So y'all know, if you don't know, now you know, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hop off. I will post the recording once it is up and going. So give me a couple hours, you guys, but Rochelle and I are excited to start collabing and we'll get this down to a better science. This is new for us too. So thank you guys for bearing with us. And thanks for being so accepting to the change so that we can keep you guys on just for an hour and let y'all go. So I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. I will let you guys know, I think next weekend being the 4th of July weekend here in the States, I do think we might be pushing a recording out. We'll let you guys know in the chats, but we know it's a holiday weekend and we know everybody has parties and so much going on. So, just kind of letting you know, it may be a recording just so that you guys can go enjoy your life. That's what we do this for, right? So we can still be present and do what we want. So the change is, I will post the recording on my YouTube channel. It's Christina Tammy. And then I put it into the chats. So I will go ahead and do that. And then the change is we no longer will be having a batching at 10:30 and a planning at 11:30. We are now batching and planning together at 10:30. Okay. And we will keep it within the hour. I just talked a little too much today. My apologies. Rochelle and I wanted to give you guys some tips of organization. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.